Gentleman yields back. For planning purposes, we will plan to break at 1 o'clock, if that's okay with the Inspector General.
Fine with me.
With that, the gentleman from Missouri, Mr. Clay, is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And here's where I see where we are. A presidential candidate was targeted by Russian intelligence. Members of Congress, including myself, were targeted as well. And at least 21 states had their voter information penetrated by Russian intelligence. That information obtained by the Russians was weaponized with the clear intention to harm Hillary Clinton and support the election of Donald Trump. Time will tell when Special Counsel Mueller issues his report whether or not the president's campaign actively colluded with the Russians. Now, Mr. Horowitz, thank you for being here. On February the 2nd, 2018, the president tweeted, and I quote, "The top leadership and investigators of the FBI and the Justice Department have politicized the sacred investigative process in favor of Democrats and against Republicans, something which would have been unthinkable just a short time ago," end of quote. This is an accusation that has been repeated by multiple Republican members, including Representative Jim Jordan, who stated in an interview about your report, and I quote, "I think one of the big takeaways is the exact same people who ran the Clinton investigation, who had a bias in favor of Clinton, who did all of these things that are not the typical practice when you're doing an investigation. Those same people took over and ran the Russian investigation." You know, these are serious allegations, and I'd like to address them head on. Mr. Horowitz, did you find any evidence that James Comey took any investigative actions in the Clinton matter based on political bias and, quote, in favor of Democrats and against Republicans?
We did not find evidence that Mr. Comey had acted out of political bias.
And your investigation uncovered 5 FBI employees who had exchanged texts or instant messages reflecting strong personal political views, but you found that even those individuals did not let their personal political views determine the outcomes of the Clinton matter. Your report states, and I quote, "Our review did not find documentary or testimonial evidence directly connecting the political views these employees expressed in their text message and instant messages to the specific investigative decisions reviewed." And you also quote, "In some instances, Strzok and Page advocated for more aggressive investigative measures in the mid-year investigation, such as the use of grand jury subpoenas and search warrants." Did you find that there is a pro-Democrat or anti-Republican conspiracy at the FBI or Justice Department?
We didn't reach the question of whether there was a conspiracy or not. We've just laid out here what the text messages indicated, and as you noted, the fact that the specific decisions we reviewed, we found weren't impacted or affected or resulted from political bias.
I see. Do you know if the Office of Professional Responsibility is taking any actions on the subjects that you have on the people in this?
Director Wray testified yesterday that he had provided our information and report to the FBI's Office of Professional Responsibility.
I see. Thank you so much for your responses. And at this time, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to yield my